Bank Stadium, just off the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, a good battle in the AFC. It's the New York Jets and the Baltimore Ravens.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the Ravens.
Mike Tirico with my partner Greg Olson, the veteran Nick Folk to get this one started. Off we go here in the Inner Harbor. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So the Ravens will come out, and they are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
We had a couple of his games early in his career, of course, all the way to his days back in college. His athleticism jumps off the screen. But Mike, these last couple years, his development as a true passer, his ability to operate from the pocket, that's what's really taken his game to this MVP level. And tell you what, we didn't think there was a lot more things that he could do on a football field, and it seems like every year he's proven otherwise.
And he'll manage to break a tackle, get this forward for a couple, and it's second down. Now after the play, it looks like we have an injured Jet on the field. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 8. It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. No dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
The decision whether to keep the ball or to hand it to the back happens so fast. In this case, the quarterback thinks it was a keep read. The defense was there ready to stop him. Tackle for loss.
3rd and long. Design run here with Jackson. And he's going to be stopped well short of the first down. Gain of 6, but it brings up 4th down.
And a nice job there defensively on 3rd down, not overcommitting to their pass rush. Having a plan for this quarterback as a designed runner, they're able to stop him short of the first down.
On 4th down, the Ravens call on Jordan Stout to punt. And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully, and that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. So the Jets offense ready to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback, plays college ball at Virginia Tech. It's Tyrod.
Can just create so many problems for the defense whenever he's in the game. His dual threat ability not only forces you to be disciplined at all 3 levels, but you have to make up your mind which aspect of his game you feel hurts you the most. It wouldn't shock me a bit if he has an impressive performance here today and leads his team to victory.
He'll get this out to the left flat, and he's back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain before stepping out of bounds.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 21, here's 2nd and 9. The motion man here is Mitchell. Taylor. Throw right side, pulled in by Mitchell. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 4. Now, Taylor. The pressure gets there
inside the 20-yard line.
Sacks are drive killers. There is no greater correlation between a defense getting off the field, rush the quarterback, and when they come on third down, that number just goes up.
So on fourth down, out comes Austin McNamara to punt for New York. Lejante Wester deep for Baltimore. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Ravens offense going to take over now for the second time. They'll have a short field ahead as they look to break our tie. It is 1st and 10. On play action, here's Jackson. That one too far out in front to be brought in, and it's incomplete.
You know, there's a rule that's pretty simple when you're running routes against zone coverage, Mike, and it's as simple as if you're open, stay open. Instead, you see the receiver here, he ends up running to a covered window, and it just clouds the vision of the quarterback. Instead of throwing into a wide open target, he's now forced to throw into a contested area.
He'll step up and run this. Third down and 9. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. Incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So often we see on these deep passes, the defender lose track of the ball in the air. They then tend to panic, and it either leads to a big pass completion or a defensive PI. In this case, he stays in phase. He's able to break the ball up and prevent a big play from happening.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Jets offense ready for their second possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. Off the throw. He'll step up and run.
That play had sack written all over it, so that's a great job by the quarterback, not only escaping the initial pressure, even though he doesn't gain a whole lot, he's able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and 9. Taylor looking to throw. Gets that one to the veteran Lazard. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
So anytime you decide to blitz, the hope is that the secondary can hold up long enough to allow the extra pressure guys to get to the quarterback. But when you don't get to the quarterback and he's able to get the ball on time and in rhythm, there are holes in the back end, and they're able to pick up the 1st down.
And on 3rd down, that ball, Adonai Mitchell, the intended target. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, I think it would be a bit of an understatement, Mike, to say that this offense has come out today a bit flat. They haven't picked up a single 1st down through the first 2 drives, and barring a really aggressive decision here, they'll have to wait to their 3rd series to see if they can make it happen.
So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They've had it twice and they've punted twice, still seeking that first down of the game as they begin this 3rd drive. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a first down.
Well, as you can see there, with this guy's size, you're just not going to be able to bring him down with arm tackles. You're going to have to get a lot of bodies to the ball, square him up, and be physical. Because if not, he's going to run through light contact, and he still has the speed to pick up big yards.
Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. Really says a lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Jackson. He keeps it himself. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. Taking advantage of the room to run. A gain of 19 on the scramble.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback, but here we are. Early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the first down.
On the option, they give it to Henry. And this defense not fooled by the option. They stick with the running back, and they get him down for no gain.
No gain on the play.
I know it's easy from up in the booth, Mike, but I think that's one of those zone reads where the quarterback needs to pull it and keep it himself. The defense was clearly keyed on the running back. Not much room in there. No gain.
They'll send Flowers in motion. Jackson now on 2nd down. He'll get it into the hands of Zay Flowers. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line.
It's a gain of 20.
Jackson on target to Flowers, and it's a Baltimore first down.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Nice job there, getting the ball to your slot receiver and then letting him get to work. It's a nice feeling as a quarterback when you can just have a short throw, still result in a big gain.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. Here's the toss, right side to Henry. And he's in! Derrick Henry, touchdown Ravens.
Touchdown, Ravens.
Tyler Loop now for the extra point. The kick is good, and the Ravens will take a 7-0 lead.
Jets, nothing.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. Panay Wanwu now to return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. So far, not much has gone right. They've had it twice, punted twice. Looking to sustain something here on drive number 3. Throwing, Taylor. Short pass taken in by the tight end. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 31-yard line.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 7. Play action. He'll set up to throw. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. That's the Canadian. Brent Urban gets him for a loss of 4. And that'll set up third down.
Early in this drive, they're trying to establish some offensive rhythm, but now after that second down sack, really puts them in a must-pass. You don't want to be in third and long very often in the NFL. It's not a very high percentage conversion rate, and with the danger of a 3-and-out, they better hold up here in pass protection.
To throw is Taylor. They'll set up the screen to Hall. Give him 13 on that screen play, and a first down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target, and I don't think it's going to be his last.
First carry of the game now, and here's Breece Hall. They converge on him quickly. They'll only get a couple. Roquan Smith there to bring him down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 42-yard line.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 8. On play action, he'll set up to throw. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
Just a little bit too much juice on that one, and you just can't throw the ball out of bounds. Give your receiver a chance to go up and compete for the ball, but when you miss that far wide, he's got no shot.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Back to throw is Taylor. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Here's Austin McNamara now, as he's on to punt for the Jets. A fair catch signaled and taken at about the 18-yard line. The Ravens offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. Play action now. Jackson. Looking into the middle, there's Flowers. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30. They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick first down.
1st and 10 at the 20.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 31-yard line.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. In motion goes Likely. 2nd down, Jackson. That one thrown behind his target, and it'll be incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
3rd, they need 8. Jackson up top again. He'll try and get there on the ground. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
and 10 at the 44-yard line.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
4 catches already in this opening quarter, off to a hot start as he picks up the first down.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
Now Lamar gonna hang on to it, and he'll be met in the backfield and drop behind the line of scrimmage. So after 1, it's the Ravens out front. We'll be back in Baltimore after this. Raven football, quarter number 2 begins. They've got it with 2nd down and 13 in front of them. Jackson. Now a screen set up for Henry. And it looks like he's going to come up just short of the first down. Out of bounds, a yard shy of what they needed. So they'll have to pick it up on 3rd down.
They may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
In motion goes Likely. They'll try and run for this with Henry.
Derrick Henry, the ball carrier.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down's looming. In motion goes Likely. They'll run for it with Henry. And he's going to have the Ravens first down. They find a way to keep the drive going with the 4th down conversion.
And it was probably a little bit closer than they would have preferred, but the decision to go for it pays off as they get just enough to extend this drive.
In motion goes Likely. On 1st down, they'll stay on the ground with Henry. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down.
At the 30-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go again here with Henry. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
In motion comes Andrews. And some problems communicating on 3rd down, and that's going to be a delay.
still third down.
So a much more difficult scenario now. It is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down.
Just a really nice effort by the defense to challenge him right at the catch point. It's really the timing of the contact that really is able to dislodge the ball, and they get a fresh set of downs to work with if he's able to hold on to it. But because of the hit, he can't squeeze it, and now they find themselves looking at 4th down.
That's the score. Ravens 10, Jets nothing.
Back to it now after that made field goal. Here's Loop to kick this one away. To return, it's Isaiah Davis. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Jets offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. And he'll have a Jets 1st down as he's able to get it up to the 37-yard line.
That's good for a Jets. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 9. Now, faking the give. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
This offense just can't seem to get anything going in this opening half, Mike, and they're still looking for their first points of the game, and it's really these missed opportunities that are a big part of the reason they're really struggling here.
3rd down and 9. Here's Taylor. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
After that incompletion, probably going to put an end to this drive, but what it does now is the opponent now has a chance to increase their lead because now they're going to steal an extra possession before we go to the halftime break.
Here's Austin McNamara now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Ravens offense ready to get back at it. They've got the 10-0 advantage here early, and they'll see if they can add to it. Beginning on this drive, 1st and 10. In motion goes Likely. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete. Zay Flowers, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page. The quarterback could have handed it. He could have kept it himself. I don't really think either option would have turned out much different. Great job by the defense having a plan for the running back and a plan for the quarterback, and they're able to force that carry for no gain.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? And that is incomplete.
Intended for DeAndre Hopkins.
It just seems like the offense gets in their own way, and whether it's a penalty or a drop or whatever the case may be, it's these self-inflicted wounds. They've got to stop if this unit ever wants to reach their full potential.
Here's Jordan Stout now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Jets offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. To throw. In trouble, and down he goes. Kyle Hamilton, the 2-time Pro Bowler, plays everywhere. That time in there for the sack.
This is the epitome of team defense. Not only are you able to rush the passer and put relentless pressure on him play after play, but the coverage on the back end is so tight. There's just nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. You see him just continue to hold the ball that extra second in the pocket, and with the way these guys are pass rushing, that's all the time they need.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. That's out quickly to Mitchell. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 13.
They'll look to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he'll get into the slide here, but he's going to be well short of the 1st down.
The defenders knew a pass was coming. They had their ears pinned back here on 3rd down, but they initially allowed him to escape the pocket and make a break for it, but give him credit. They recognized the scramble quickly, rallied to the ball, stopped him short of the 1st down.
Here's the punter now. He's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Ravens offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10. In motion goes Likely. On 1st down, they'll start the drive with Henry. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
Jamian Sherwood on the tackle. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 33-yard line.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 7. Now a toss play with Henry. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
That was just a race to the edge, and in this case, Mike, he just wasn't the winner. I mean, at this point, when the defense is out there waiting for you, it's tough for any runner in this league to even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Jackson. This one complete to Bateman. And they will finally run him down. It's a big one for the Ravens. An even 40 yards.
How about that for your first catch of the game? I mean, to be able to attack the defense with your very first grab really sets things up nicely for the rest of the game. So defensively, they need to tighten up a little bit on the back end, because I promise you that's not going to be the last time they call his number.
And he will take this into the end zone. What a run! Lamar Jackson, touchdown Baltimore. Well, they were not hiding anything there. The quarterback takes off, and Greggy takes it the distance for the touchdown.
And this was a run from the jump, Mike. There was no disguising anything. There was 10 guys blocking and 1 guy running, and in this case, it's the quarterback taking it in for 6.
On is Luke to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Ravens move further out in front. It is now 17-0.
17. Jets, nothing.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. Davis now to return it. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Jets offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive as they'll begin here with first down. Taylor. This one caught by Lazar. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. They get 11 and quickly pick up the first down.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins. And it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline. So as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
And that is going nowhere in a hurry. Finally taken down well behind the line.
This play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
Now, Taylor. He'll go right and find his running back. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable third down, getting some good yardage on that second down play.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hands, and results in a completion.
John Mechie was the intended target, and it's going to lead to a fourth down.
As this offense continues to put anything together and score some points, they need to just take a step back. Then you say, okay, we've struggled here in the first half, putting points on the scoreboard. Don't worry about chasing points. Let's chase first downs. Let's chase completions. Just start building something small. And oftentimes when you take that approach, it snowballs, and next thing you know, you find your groove.
Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. The lead is 17 as they try to maybe pull away in this one. It is 1st and 10. The shotgun, here's Jackson. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 37-yard line.
Here's a 2nd down and 7 from the 37. On play action, here's Jackson. Open man is Bateman. He's got him. And he's going to be out of bounds right around midfield.
15 yards on the play.
That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
Throwing with anticipation, it not only requires the confidence in both your accuracy and the timing, but it also forces the receiver to be on time and where the quarterback expects you to be. This is one of those examples, man. When those two things are on point, it results in a first down.
McDonald on the tackle. Brought down back at the 45-yard line.
2 minutes remain here in this first half. We'll come back to Baltimore after this. In motion goes Likely. Now it's Jackson. Short, complete to Likely. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. A gain there of 23 yards. Good for a Raven first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
Searching for his Pro Bowl tight end Mark Andrews that time, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Waste of time.
Back to throw, Jackson. Rush comes, they're setting up the screen, and he's out of bounds. Gain of 4, but now it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Lamar going to work from the pistol. This one just too far for the receiver out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
And when you look down the field, Mike, there's just really nobody creating any real separation. And instead, he tries to give one of his guys a 50-50 contested catch opportunity. But with the coverage as tight as it was, it just falls incomplete.
A 44-yard attempt.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Ravens going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Back to it now after that made field goal. Here's Luke to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Wanwu. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Jets offense ready to get back at it. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Throwing, Taylor. That one taken in by Mitchell.
Complete to Adonai Mitchell. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 30-yard line.
They face 2nd down and 7. To throw is Taylor. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Now the Ravens use their first timeout as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Taylor looking to throw. He'll try to run for it. And he'll get into the slide here, but he's going to be well short of the first down. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On comes the punter now, as he is on to kick it away. A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. The Ravens offense can see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. They'll send Flowers in motion. Jackson going to give it up on a pop pass. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down.
He's brought down at the 31. It's a gain of 8. Brings up second.
The Ravens now going to use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime. Here's 2nd and 2. Jackson now. He's got his tight end, Mark Andrews. And he's going to have the first down as he gets out of bounds. And he stopped the clock as well.
That's good for a Baltimore.
And that first down was huge for this offense. Now they can take a deep breath. Focus on trying to put a late scoring drive together before we hit the halftime break.
A first down throw for Jackson.
Number 8, Lamar Jackson on the keeper. He's brought down at the 39-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
So, halftime straight ahead. And we go down to Scott Hansen, who has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, the second half drawing near. So good to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. Return, here comes Davis. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Jets offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. Taylor, the tight end, is in motion. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's caught. It's Mitchell.
Taylor's pass complete to Madden Mitchell. pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34, here's 2nd and 4. The motion man here is Mitchell. Handoff. Here comes the ball. And he'll have a Jets first down as the tackle is made just shy of the 40.
Gain of 6.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
So, from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. Taylor loses the football. And the Ravens have come up with the football.
You know, it's amazing, Mike, that guys still end up fumbling the ball because I can tell you from experience, the first 15 minutes of every offensive practice is ball security circuit, and that could be a combination of multiple things. How to go to the ground without getting loose to the ball, almost like the art of falling. It could be running over bags or through bags as guys take swats at the ball trying to knock it out. There are so many ways to simulate what the game is like because at the end of the day, if you want to win in the NFL, protecting the ball is the #1 priority, and it cannot be stressed enough.
Jackson now to throw on 1st down. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, so it seemed the second they broke the huddle, Mike, that there was some confusion. I'm not sure everybody got on the same page before that ball was snapped.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Jackson fires complete to Flowers.
Complete to Zay Flowers. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Here's 3rd and 7. And he's got it to Flowers for the connection. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the first down.
And the Baltimore.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
He'll swing this out wide to Henry. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 35-yard line.
From the 35, here's 2nd down and 9. Here's Henry. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense, and right now it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
Here now, 3rd and 5. Now Jackson. He'll step up and run.
Number 8, Lamar Jackson on the keeper.
That's a great job defensively. Even though they let him escape the rush initially, there was nowhere to go with either their ball or as a runner, and they're able to force 4th down.
On 4th down, it's Tyler Luke for the Baltimore field goal. This will be a 46-yard attempt. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Back to it now after that made field goal. Here's Luke to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Wanwu. Ooh. Past midfield. And he finally gets forced out of bounds, but that was a fantastic return.
And that's a heck of a return right there. He's going to bounce his way towards the left sideline. Just a ton of space over there to run, and they finally get him out of bounds. But not until he nearly managed to turn the corner and almost take it all the way.
So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. Their job made a little easier by that big kick return. They start in tremendous field position here. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. That's out quickly to Mitchell. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
It's a gain of 21.
A gain there of 21. Good for a Jets first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They have a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start. They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
2nd and 10. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete. Jason Taylor, the tight end, the intended receiver. 3rd down coming up.
It's just a matter of time. I don't care how good you are or how good a hand you have. You are going to drop passes. It is inevitable in the NFL. But it's the guys that don't let one drop pass lead to 2. They have the ability to put it behind them, move forward, and now you can't wait for that next ball to be thrown their way.
That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
And this has really been the story of the entire game up until this point, Mike. I mean, it's been poor play calls, poor execution. I mean, really just a overall poor offensive performance across the board.
Folk's kick is good. And the Jets cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
So Nick Folk back out after the made field goal. He'll boot this one away. Justice Hill to return. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. Play action net. Oh, a loose football. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football and get on it to keep possession. Oh, goodness. After the play, that's Lamar having some difficulties down there. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. The throw is Huntley. This one complete to Bateman. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Number 7, Rashad Bateman. A gain of 4 brings up 3rd and 11.
Throwing, Huntley. That's complete. He got it to Hopkins. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. It's a gain of 28 as they convert on 3rd down.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
And we've already called his name a few times throughout this one, Mike, and if this offense doesn't figure out a better way to slow him down, there's a good chance this won't be the last time we hear his name called before this one's over.
Second down, zone read, and he keeps it. Crazy. And it will finally be taken down at the Jets' 31-yard line. A pickup there of 25 yards. First down, Baltimore.
And this is really an area, Mike, that he excels in. He makes the right decision to keep the ball himself, and then when he hits the hole, he doesn't stop until he picks up the first down.
In motion goes Likely. They'll run it on first down with Henry, and that'll be a pickup of 3.
Malachi Moore on the stop. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Jets' 27-yard line.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. Huntley. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
And 7.
And I think when you look back on the first half, this was an element of the defense that really was missing. There was a lot of open windows, a ton of green grass for the receivers to make uncontested catches. So nice change of pace here. Continue to force the issue and make these guys earn the catch.
In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
And there was nothing exotic about that. I mean, they were just able to generate pressure without having to bring an extra rusher, and this offense now finds themselves staring at 4th down as a result.
On 4th down, out is the rookie Tyler Luke for the Baltimore field goal. This will be a 48-yard attempt. Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Ravens add on to their lead. Back to it now after that made field goal. Here's Luke to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Wanwu. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Jets offense getting set to get back to work. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. The drive begins with a run, and it's hauled. And and he's going to struggle to get back to the line. Maybe a yard. Malachi starts that first-round pick up from his safety spot to make the stop.
It's 2nd and 8.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw is Taylor. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
Anytime you see a receiver at this level miss a ball that easy, it's just concentration. They just take it for granted. All of a sudden, they're thinking about what their next move is or what they're going to do after the catch. And instead of just focusing on first things first, secure the catch, put the ball away, then become a runner.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A big play for the Jets. And even 30 yards.
A gain of 30. First down, Jets.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They give to Hall. He'll push forward for about a yard. Tackle there by Trenton Simpson.
Trenton Simpson. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 41-yard line.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 8. Here's Taylor. He'll set up the screen to Hall. Yeah. He's going to have a first down. He's forced out. Nice pickup of 9.
I can't tell you, Mike, how many of these offensive skill players around the league, they look at man coverage as like a personal offense. After that last completion on the way back to the huddle, I think he had a few choice words for him. I think he said, hey, man, you can't guard me one-on-one. You better ask your coach for some help, because if he doesn't, you're going to be in for a long day.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even a debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan, they've got to do a better job because there's nowhere to run. There's no holes for the back to find. And
he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. The rookie from Marshall, Mike Green, gets him for a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
Mike, this isn't real complicated. You're just not going to win a lot of NFL games when you continue to give up sacks at the rate that they are. I mean, this is just a complete disaster for this offensive line. And if they don't get it fixed, this game could be a runaway.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Now, Taylor forced out wide, and that's not going to do it. They'll get about 3, but it's 4th and long coming up.
This is all about sensing the pressure. You can see him keeping his eyes downfield as long as he can, but ultimately he decides, I got to tuck this ball and become a runner. He's able to avoid the sack, pick up some positive yards.
Nick Folk now on with the field goal unit. This one from 52 yards away. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Jets cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit. So Nick Folk back out after the made field goal. He'll boot this one away. Here comes Hill on the return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense ready to see what they can do. They've definitely outplayed their opponents to this point in the third quarter. They might be looking to grind out some first downs and chew up some valuable time on the clock. Bateman is the motion man. He'll step up and run this. And he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be second down.
At the 47-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
Now a toss, running left, it's Henry. And he's going to lose yardage here. That's the way they'll switch ends as this third quarter has come to an end. Third and 9. Back to throw. Huntley. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
He has to do a better job identifying where the pressure is coming from, Mike, before the ball is snapped. He's got to get this ball out of his hand, to his outlet, to his hot receiver. But then once he senses the pressure, he kind of panics, and it's an easy sack, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Ravens bring their punt team out.
For the Ravens.
Fair catch made here. The drive will start at the 23-yard line.
First and 10.
The Jets offense ready to take over once more. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Taylor. Escaping to his left. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Throwing, Taylor. That one, oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be second down.
Second and 10.
So the receiver does everything right except for the most important part. He runs a nice route, great separation downfield, but now you just got to finish that thing off with a catch.
Back to the air once more on second. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Trenton Simpson getting through there to drop him for a loss of 6.
This offense, they just can't establish any sort of rhythm. There's just no way to sustain any scoring drives when your quarterback is being pressured and sacked this often.
Third and a long way to go. To throw is Taylor. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So anytime you find yourself in third and long, it's hard to really be unpredictable as a play caller because the defense knows it's most likely going to be a pass. They understand where the down and distance markers are, and there's really nowhere for him to go with the ball, and he has to throw it away.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. Now a deep ball for Mitchell. That it is. Caught! And he is going to have a Jets first down on what will be a big play there for 4th and long.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Some teams just have a stronger appetite for being willing to go for 4th down tries, even on their side of the field, Mike, and we're seeing it so much more often. The days of just punting the ball back and forth and saying, hey, we're going to play good defense. Remember, the better your defense, that doesn't mean you should punt. The better your defense, the more chances you should take on offense.
He's taken down just shy of the 10. Give him 13 on that screenplay and a first down.
A gain of 13
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense, just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
Taylor looking to throw. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
The whole idea of that short pass is designed to get the ball into the hands of the receiver in space and let him do the rest after the catch. But the key word there, Mike, is get the ball into the hands of the receiver. He doesn't secure the catch, so there is no run after.
He'll just have to throw this one away. There is nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Really nice sequence of plays here defensively, not only to force the 3rd and long, but then you really take away all of the quarterback's options downfield, left him with nothing really else to do but to just simply throw that one away.
That's going to be incomplete. They felt compelled to go for it on 4th and long. That was a big ask, and the defense turns them away.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And good hard running there. He'll push his way forward. Gain of about 5.
He was brought down by Jermaine Johnson. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 22-yard line.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and 4. Going to go right back to Henry. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
Huntley now. Not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Oftentimes, it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it. You start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
This kick hangs up, and the fair catch will be taken beyond the 35-yard line. The Jets offense headed back to take over once more. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This one caught by Lazard. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
On the give, it's Hall. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is. First down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass. You can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
From the 50, he'll set up to throw. There's a short one caught by Taylor. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 42-yard line.
From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. A give. Here's Hall. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. First down.
So, Mike, you know by now my philosophy on 3rd down. If it was up to me, I don't even want to be in 3rd down. I want to get all of my conversions on 1st and 2nd down and be able to stay in those neutral down situations. So it's exactly what they do here. They lean on the ground game and pick up a fresh set of downs.
Throw right side, pulled in by Mitchell. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 6. They'll look to throw. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Now they'll set up to throw. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
It's certainly not for the lack of trying, but these guys are having a really hard time getting on the same page right now. I mean, he's still looking for his first catch, despite getting a handful of targets going his way.
The offense staying out there for this 4th down. The shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be hit and taken down. They got him with a big-time rush that leads to a turnover on down.
So as an offensive coordinator, you have to have answers for what the defense throws at you. And in this case, your quarterback is sitting back there. He has nowhere to go with the ball on 4th down. He ends up taking the sack, and now your drive is over.
The Ravens offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point. Now they'll try to finish up strong. They'll run out of the gun with Henry. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. That one good for a dozen. And a very quick first down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
Tough to bring down, and somehow he manages to get 4 yards out of that.
2nd and 6.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's second down and 6. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Short, complete to Likely. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
A gain of
10 yards, the gain on the pitch and catch. Good for a Raven first down.
First and 10.
There's no more efficient
39-yard
play
line.
in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Henry. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
13 more yards.
That's 13 more on that play, and quickly another first down.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
How would you like to be a defender and see a guy like this coming full steam ahead, trying to barrel down on you? I'll tell you what, I'm not sure if I'm cut out for that, and you can see why. His ability to play through contact is just a lot to handle.
In motion goes Likely. They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense. Still first down.
They'll send Flowers in motion. Here's a little pop pass heading to the right.
Zay Flowers, the ball carrier. Out of bounds at the 22-yard line. A 9-yard pickup. It's second and 6.
Here's second and 6. On the give, here's Henry. And he'll get it down to the 12. And that'll give him a new set of downs from in close.
That's another Baltimore.
Here's first and 10.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
On the RPO, a throw to Flowers. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Pickup. It's second and 8 at the 10-yard line.
Second down, 8 yards to go. They'll send Flowers in motion. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5.
Still second down.
Let's get that touch.
In motion goes Likely. This is Henry. That's powerful running. Lowers the shoulder and picks up 4.
He was brought down at the
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
Jets have got it. How about the defense getting to the quarterback, getting access to the ball, knocking it free, and coming up with the recovery?
I'd like to see the quarterback just be a little more secure with the ball, Mike. You can see he's just a little loose, especially when you're operating from the pocket. But give credit to the defender. Nice job attacking the ball, knocking it loose and recovering it, and that is a big takeaway here by this defense.
The Jets offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. Back to throw. throw here to begin the drive. He'll swing this one out to Hall. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5.
Brings up second and 5 at the 24-yard line.
Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts, and they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Second and 5. He'll look to throw. He takes off. And that's a veteran quarterback doing what veterans do. Don't take the extra hit. Got the first down, get down. The drive continues.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for first and 10. He airs this one out looking for Mechie. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete, and that will do it. This one comes to an end. So it's a win here for the Ravens. They proved much the best in this one. Get a solid performance in all 3 phases of the game and ride that to victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are victorious as we say so long from Baltimore.